Today we are very fortunate to have with us two gentlemen who have powerful stories and together I think can bring a strong message to the listeners. I want to first start off by introducing Mr. Chestine Teewia, and also I have with me Dr. James Williams, and again I'm Tanisha Baker and you're talking with T. So we're going to start off first allowing each of them to share a little bit about their story for a segment that we're going to call Gangsters and Gentlemen. So, Mr. Teewia, if you start off sharing a little bit about your story.
Well, my name is Chestine Teewia. I'm 22 years of age. I'm from up north all over, basically, but mainly I've been in Philadelphia and Williamson, Delaware, and I grew up in a pretty much deadly environment where half of my guys that I grew up with is pretty much dead right now. So that's what makes me want to basically be positive more than negative. And honestly, I don't want to go to jail and I don't want to die. You know what I mean? So that's just me being smart. And a lot of guys my age don't realize that, you know. I don't want to go to jail and I don't want to die. So if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, I'm going to die or I'm going to go to jail. It's a blessing I'm still alive. I done beaten attempt murder charges. I just came home from a kidnap charges. Ain't nothing I ain't did. Y'all can Google my name, whatever. So basically though, I think my main goal in life right now, that's what God want me to do, because you gotta go through trials and tribulations to have a story to tell. There's a reason why I ain't dead, because I guess I'm the one that gotta tell the story from everybody that is dead. So I'm doing this for my boys that's under the grave and their mother, and most importantly, the youth that's growing up, because that's what my heart goes out to the juveniles. But I had a hard life. I could sit here and talk all day, but I just had a hard life. And some of the stuff when I think about it though, and trying to share it, I feel a little warm inside when I'm talking about it. But like I said again, that's what God brought me here for.
All right, thank you. So, Dr. Williams?
I tell you what, I love hearing him first. I love the voice. I just love everything about it. And to me, I think he's a powerful brother, and God's going to use him in some amazing ways. My background, didn't grow up with much, but I was blessed at a young time to have a loving mother and a stepfather that came into my life. My biological father didn't want to have anything to do with me. At the time, my name was James Crummell. He signed over his rights, and I was always searching for something. And I honestly did not know what it was until I got older, and I realized that I truly had to forgive my father for signing over his rights and not being there. And to me, it just released everything, and everything started to make sense. But I made a lot of bad decisions. I had 2 kids when I was in high school. I sold drugs at the age of 13 and up until about 15 years old. And I ran with a gang for a while and almost took somebody's life. And I realized I was wearing a mask. I was being somebody that I wasn't meant to be. My parents raised me to be righteous and truly love God. So it was always in the back of my mind. But I wanted to fit in, and once again I was searching for somebody to really look at me as special. And I thought that was the only way I could be special. But it scared me when I almost took somebody's life, and I knew I needed to change. So I joined the Air Force. And when I joined, I went in with this open-minded perspective to where I just need to remove this mask. I'm not J-Rock, I'm not a football player. I need to find out who God really made me to be. And I found that when I was in the military, and I realized that my purpose is to be a servant for God and truly live to inspire and be a blessing to all people. So that's what I'm here for. And God blessed me to have a lot of opportunities to play professional arena football, to work in countless organizations in leadership roles, to be a professor now at the University of Tennessee. So I have 6 college degrees, and I'm the first one in my family to get it. So God just chose me, to go in a different path, and I'm just trying to be a blessing to anybody I come in contact with.
All right, so I believe it's not by accident that our paths intersected at this time. Met you both separately, but within a short amount of time, and that light bulb came on that said, hey, this is where you started, and this is where you could end up. And so really wanted to connect you two together for each other as well as for the youth that we serve. And so in this conversation, both of you have already come so far on this journey. Right. You already have a plan and a direction. You talked about some programs similar to Scared Straight. You know, these kids think it's a joke, and you shared a little bit with me what it's really like inside. And that it's not as glamorous. You know, you're not in there shooting videos and playing dominoes and all that. Tell us a little bit more about what it's like, because, again, you know, we said in our interview, I don't have your story. You know, I have a story, just not that one, and yours is a powerful one to tell. So if you share a little bit about what that's like.
Yeah, like when I was fighting my attempt murder, I was in jail for 14 months fighting until trial. That's when I was up north. Ain't like down here is a little bit longer when you're down south. Your jail system a little bit. It's not really for us down here. It's harder. I mean, they make you suffer more, and they make you basically down south laws as in Knoxville, Tennessee laws ain't like the laws up north. So and the jails is a little bit different. But as far as jail itself, a lot of young guys don't think, like, they think it's all fun and games until you get in there. I mean, they think you just go in there and relax and talk to your family. Nah, jail comes with all types of stuff. I mean, you don't know if you're gonna live when you go in there, because you're gonna have to handle your business. That's just it. Anybody and everybody. I mean, I came out 4 hours a day. Every day I only get 4 hours out, and that's just the normal. And that's not even locked down. I done went to a whole 60 days. I only get an hour out, and that's just to take a shower. 60 days straight. I'm in one room, no phones, no commissary, no cellmates, nothing. I'm just in a room for 60 days. But I thank God I was in that room for 60 days though, because I was writing for 60 days too, and I came up with a plan. So that 60 days really helped me to know myself more and to focus up. But as far as jail itself, commissary, if you don't got no family supporting you out there, you don't got no loved ones, you're gonna suffer in there. It's a lot. And I talk to a lot of guys that's really in the streets. In jail, you'll be surprised. They in there crying. Like, they're like real street dudes that's running people when they home, like all the shooters, like real violent people that you wouldn't think would complain. They the main ones crying, praying to God that they get out of there. So it's not what you guys think, man. Like, it's really serious. Like, you gotta have a strong mindset to survive in jail. And the key to me, the way I survived, my key, what I did, I kept myself productive in a way as though I'm always doing something. Even though I'm locked down, I'm always doing something, which consists of, if I'm not reading a book, I'm working out. If I ain't working out, I'm praying. If I ain't praying, I'm writing music. If I ain't writing music, I'm taking a little nap. I got a schedule. You know what I mean? You gotta have a schedule to survive in there. But it's not. It's a lot of sad guys in there. Like a lot of people.
It's funny listening to him, because I'm sitting there thinking I would have been one of those guys that when I got in, I'd have been scared. And I realized I would have had to change myself. When I had the opportunity to speak at a prison, I realized that it's not the spot. And I thank God that I never got locked up. My twin brother was locked up. My older brother was locked up. I'd never been locked up. And I felt blessed, because I think it would have changed me. I think my whole direction would have been different, because I probably would have went in and experienced some things that would have not allowed me to be as focused as what I was by having the opportunity to almost take somebody's life. And then I was able to see it clearly. So I don't know if I would have been able to survive like this brother and come out with a positive direction. So I admire him in that regard within itself, because I just know that, you know, I thought I was a real tough street guy, and I realized I would have probably had to do things to be even tougher. And I don't know if I would have been as strong as he was.
Yeah.
And the true motto in jail, like I said, jail can, like he said, jail can make you or it can break you. I mean, some people go in there and they change for the worse. I mean, because they got, like I said, some people, they forced to do things. And some people got a strong mindset, so you don't know until you get in there. Like, it's going to make you or break you. Your cellmate might not even like you. It's a problem right there. You don't even know what's going to happen to you. You might go out there, it's different gangs, it's different type of stuff. I ain't in a gang, but I'm from the projects. My project's basically a gang too. The same thing, because we rep our block. So you might go in there and somebody don't like your project, or they don't like who you be with. Anything could happen. I've been in plenty of fights. I mean, I done punched dudes in their mouth, whatever. Dudes done punched me in my mouth. It is what it is. I'm a street dude, so But that's not, at the end of the day, it's not the look. You know what I'm saying? It's for the birds. I'd rather be home working a 9 to 5, taking care of. Cause I didn't talk, like literally, I just talk to real dudes that's got double, triple life. They never coming home.
Right.
I just sat in the same room with them. I mean, old heads, McDougal, he on death row right now. I didn't talk to him. I'm in the same room with him. He looking at me like, what you gonna do with your life? I mean, he said, man, if I could get all this up right now and work at McDonald's, I will. I mean, so on and so on. Dudes in there really crying, like tears. I might be in the rec room playing cards. You hear dudes in the shower tearing up, or some dudes just come out and just stare at the window. I mean, they got kids out there, 2, 3 years old, and the judge just give them 30 years. I mean, they can't even see their family. Some people in there suffering. Some people don't eat. They don't get no commissary. Dudes went 5, 6 years of not eating. People be telling me their story, like they eat the food that they give them. So people really got people. I'm just saying, like, it's a whole nother struggle, man. Jail is a whole nother struggle. But the struggle starts from being out here too. I mean, that's just the real struggle out here, because you can still be home and still be locked up in your mind. So
That's right. That's right.
so there ain't no difference. So you can better yourself in there or better yourself out here. It just all depends on the route you take.
Well, I applaud you both and your courage. I'm sitting here shaking. You know, I got chills thinking about the young men I encounter every day and how putting you in front of them, you sharing their message is something that I can't do. Not everybody can do. This is an amazing opportunity. I'm so excited, and this is just the beginning. So we're going to move forward with this. We're going to let you follow this story and how it unravels as we start bringing some other young men in, and hopefully changing the trajectory of some lifestyles and some things that they think are glamorous right now that we know aren't. And so again, I want to thank both of you for joining us today, and have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And this, before you
Sure.
wrap I want to thank Mr. Williams, Dr. Williams. It's a blessing for me to be in front of him too, because it's making me strive to my full potential. And knowing that where I'm at right now, I'm trying to get where he at right now. So
He'll
it's
be there
a blessing.
He'll be there and then
I
some.
mean, it's
I
a
mean,
blessing.
I'm sitting here
being right here is a
thinking.
blessing.
I'm sitting here thinking at 22, I was still in the military, and this is the thing that I show you about progression, right? So I graduated at 23. I got in my last fight in 2008 at 28, and I remember us being outside. And at the time, I had a master's degree. I remember being outside the club, and we had our guns. And my twin brother like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it was a wake up call. Like, what am I doing? You know, I'm teaching kids at middle school one thing, but I'm still have a little bit of this, because even though you shake it, it's gonna be those moments that you may go back and be like, it's right there. But what happened is eventually, the more you seek God, and you further ahead in what I was with your relationship with God, the more you seek God, eventually you're gonna notice that, man, that desire just went away. You know, the desire to drink, the desire to smoke weed, the desire to want to fight and be cool, it just went away. So keep doing what you're doing. By the time you're 35, man, shoot, sky's the limit. Seriously.
Yeah, you mentioned that you write music, right? And I've been checking it out. He gave me some exclusive
tell me
access to his
So I gotta-
music. Man, I was in my
I
office.
gotta share your stuff.
I
on
was
my page.
rocking it. And so know that I'm going to be sharing your music on my show, giving the listeners an opportunity to hear more about it. I understand you're going to come on next week and do some freestyle for us. So I'm excited about that, but this is where it's at.